Christmas is come and gone. Hopefully your Christmas was fun. You got some nice things. You gave some nice things. You did nice things for people, loved ones in your life, and it was a good time had by all. So, give it a few days. You got clothing, you've got knickknacks, you got electronics and stuff. You start sorting through your gifts, putting stuff away because you can't just leave it all in the living room for the next week. And you try on some of the clothes, and a lot of them were great. And I had some clothes that I needed to return, and they were very high-end clothing. They were very nice. Problem was, I don't know if you have this problem. You'd think, oh, you're a svelte human being, Erik. That's not the case. But like you'd think like, oh, he's too fat. It's not going to fit in there. It wasn't the case at all. The shirts fit fine. They were like sweaters. They were like thin sweaters, like dress sweaters. Problem I've had with certain cuts is just the shoulders, right? So like everything fits fine, but you try to move your arm and all of a sudden it's like it's locked and you're like, this shirt should fit perfectly. Cut. Yeah, it's that weird European style, like that slim I forgot what it's called, but it's the Euro cut.
They do slim fit, Euro cut. Oh, God,
it's something like that, right? So you're sitting there like, this looks great, fits great. And then
skinny fit.
Yeah, you try to move your arms. It's like, I can't lift my shoulders up a certain way. It makes no sense. So you got to take it back, right?
Right.
So I had a bunch of stuff I needed to take back. And so I go to the first place, and I usually look around because it's, it got some good stuff. I look around, I see if there's anything else I wanted to get instead, and they didn't have, it wasn't cut. It didn't matter what the size, it was the cut of how the material was, so this wasn't going to work. So I had to return some of these sweaters. One was like a corduroy, not a corduroy, it was like a hoodie, but it had lines in it that it was almost like a corduroy.
Right, it was like ribbed.
Something like that. Yeah, it was comfy. It was, a nice winter kind of a pullover hoodie, which I'm not a fan of pullovers. I like the zip-ups. But again, the thing with the arms, otherwise I would have kept it. It was very nice. So I go looking through the store. They're not really going to have an exact replacement for this. So I'm like, all right, I'll get something else. And I find a nice jacket in there. I go, oh, this looks pretty good. I try it on. It looks great. Feels great. Perfect. So I get online to go do the return and the exchange. Get up to the counter, and lady's very nice at this point. And I put down the items that I wanted to exchange, and I was getting the printout that I had the barcodes for the gift receipts, right? And I said, hi, I got these as gifts. I said, there's nothing wrong with them. They just they don't fit the arms very well. I would like to return or exchange for store credit, please. Okay, do you have the thing? And I hand her the piece of paper as the code, so she's checking the codes on the tag. There's apparently, this I didn't know, they now hide another tag down at the bottom, like for shirts and pullovers and stuff. Sometimes there's tags on the bottom of the shirt.
Right.
There's a bunch of them there, and then they pull it apart, and there's a small one that's the same tag as what's up there. So they do, if you change the tags up here, it's down there. So they check all that, which was news to me. I had no idea they were doing that now. She scans it. Okay, there. She has the code, and then she goes to the next one. And then she hands me, these things print out. She goes, okay, here you go, and hands me these receipts. And I said, okay. And I had a gift card for this place. And I go, I'd like to just put it on my gift card. Oh, you should have told me that. And I said, what? I said, what happened to it? She goes, oh, I charged them back to the credit cards. And I said, ma'am, the first thing I said to you was I'd like to return these or exchange them for store credit. And I told you I wanted to, I have some here to change out. And she's like, oh, well, you should have said something at the beginning. I did. I just told you again that I told you this. I'm like, is there anything you can do? And she's looking at it and she goes, oh, no. And I said, well, what am I supposed to do here? And then the manager comes over, this other lady, and she says, hi, what's the problem here? I said, well, and look, I've worked retail. I've worked restaurants. I've worked all these places. I know how shitty these jobs are, so I'm not trying to be an asshole.
Especially around the holidays.
Exactly. But when you're incompetent at what you're doing, it's going to be discussed. So I said, here's the situation. I told her, I said, I would like to, not return. I'm saying it wrong. Exchange is what I said, not return. That's important. I said, I'd like to exchange or get store credit for these things. And she said, okay, and what can we do? And I said, she charged them back to the credit cards. And she said, oh. She goes, well, could you just go pick something else out and since it's being charged back to you? I go, these were gifts. I don't have these credit cards. So essentially what you just did was you charged, and they were two different gifts from two different people. You charged, you refunded the charges back to their credit card, which lets them know that I took the gifts back, right? So you just outed me there that I didn't like their gift or whatever it was, and you just charged it back to their credit cards. I said, now I don't, what am I supposed to do? And she says, this is where I lose it. She goes, well, you could just tell them to go into the app and they could just get you a gift card. I said, I can't ask somebody to get me a gift card after they gave me a gift for Christmas. I'm exchanging it or trying to get store credit to get something else. It's obviously the cut's not going to work.
Right.
To get something else. And you're now telling me, well, we refunded them instead of giving the credit to you, so you could just call them up and ask them to go on the app and get you a gift card instead. Who has the fucking balls to go and do that to a family member, right? Like if you got something from your mom or something like that, maybe you have a little bit of leeway of what you want to tell her. Right. But other than that, you can't do that. So now I'm losing my shit. I go, so I can't do anything here. You returned these gifts and the charges back to these people, so I'm kind of fucked. And she says, well, yeah, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do here. I go, there better be something you can do here. You caused this problem, not me. They wouldn't do anything about it.
Now, was this a gift from like a local family member, someone close by, or like someone down, like say in Florida or something like that?
No, they're not. They're fairly close by. You know, it's different family members. This wasn't just one person. It was two different people. So, you know, returning this stuff, it would have been like $150, $160 that I was going to use towards buying this other thing. Mm-hmm. So after she's explained, oh, there's nothing we can do. Would you like me to ring that up for you? And I'm holding the thing in my arm. Now, I forgot I had this in my arm at this point because I'm pissed. And I drop it on the counter. I go, no. I said, because I can't get this now because you just refunded what I was going to use for this. I'm not spending, $200-something out of my money right now. I mean, I could, but I just didn't want to. It was the whole principle of it, right? I was going to use this towards the other thing. And I go, no. And I said, I don't want this now. And she goes, well, what do you want to do with this? I go, put it back because you're incompetent at your job. And I'm sitting there and I have to take the receipts and I leave. And I'm fucking furious. What am I supposed to do here now? Now you just outed me to family members that, oh, he took the gifts back. Not only did he not, like if I just got store credit, they never would have known. But not only did he do that, he didn't like the gift so much that he had them charge it back. So
like Aunt Linda is mad right now at you.
So I would sit there and I was thinking about this and I thought, I'm like, well, chances are they probably won't notice a chargeback for this. So I might be able to get away with this and nobody's going to say anything. But there's a chance that they may have noticed this. They saw credit back to their card and they go and see what it is and go, oh, well, Eric didn't like his gift. And now that's going to cause a fucking problem. I know if they find out, it's going to cause a problem. And that wasn't the intent at all. I liked what they got me. It just wasn't cut the right way in the shoulder, so I wanted to do something else. There's nothing I could do about it. And this store made sure that I couldn't do anything about it because they don't listen. And this is the problem with not all the retail, but a good portion of retail where they don't fucking listen. They're in autopilot mode. It's like this, done. They don't care. I understand the job sucks. I understand your life sucks. I'm not trying to give you shit for that. I am trying to give you shit for the fact that when it was announced at the beginning, I got this as a gift. I'd like to exchange it or I'd like to get store credit. I laid it out perfectly for you so that there was no confusion, no issue. And they still just didn't fucking listen. It's like when, I've ranted about fast food. I really stopped eating fast food a long time ago. But when those new things come up that we talk about on the show or for the consumer, I'll go pick it up, try it, and go, this is terrible. And then that's it till the next thing comes out. But when you go there, it's something like, the McRib. The McRib was one of them earlier this year when the McRib came back. They're terrible. I know they're terrible. Everybody thinks they like them, but it's terrible. So you go there and they used like the big fucking chunks of onions on there. And I don't like that. So I just say, you know, just pickles, no onions. And I have that photo. You can go over to either Erock Radio or The Consumer on Instagram. And I open up the container as I got it through the drive-thru, and it's just covered in onions. And on the receipt, it says, no onion. And you walk back in there, and then they look at you like you're the asshole. And it's like, what's the problem? I said no onion, and this thing is just all onion now.
Yeah, that's the worst part is when you say it, but the receipt confirms you said it, and that somebody took the time to acknowledge it.
Right.
And somehow it still gets fucked up.
It's still
like, I don't understand what the disconnect between receipt and cook. You know what I mean? Like, someone had to have seen that, right? Like, it's up on their monitor. It's on your receipt. Right. And still pile of onions.
Yeah. It's just, I don't, you're right, Frankie. Onions and a big loogie in the McRib. That's exactly what it is. And that's why I have a problem with when you bring back food and you go, you fuck this up. I had a problem with the restaurants the last 2 weeks that we discussed on the previous episode. You can go back there and watch it. So this store kind of fucked me, and I'm sitting here debating. I'm like, I may actually report this to the company. I'm going to be that fucking petty about it. Because it's like you didn't listen when I blatantly told you what it is we're looking to do here, and you just like, I don't give a fuck, and I'm going to do whatever I want, and that's what you did. So I'm debating on filing a complaint on that.
I have put a permanent ban on clothing as gifts. Like, give me socks, sure, whatever, but t-shirts, shorts, pants, don't buy me any of that
You're
stuff.
right, Scooter. Like, nobody listens. Doesn't matter what field. Nobody listens. Like this show, nobody listens. I get it.